Thank you for joining us on the Nikki Maduro Show. I'm Nikki Maduro. She's Kim McAllister. Hit that subscribe button, and you don't want to miss a moment of our conversation of the latest news and nonsense from around the world. I will say the big headlines from the past few days, of course. One, the House has voted to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress. This is all because he wouldn't turn over the recordings of President Biden's interview with the special counsel, Robert Hur, over his classified documents that he had, even though the GOP does have the transcript. It's not enough.
Why do you think they want the audio recording?
Because they want to hear how he sounds. They want to be like, oh, see how he's mumbling there. And it's so frustrating, Kim, the politics of it all. But that's all this is. It's absolutely politics. It's not as if he's going to lose his job, because obviously it's up to the Department of Justice, whether they're going to prosecute Merrick Garland or not. Biden's claimed executive privilege, which we're very familiar with. Former President Trump has done the same exact thing. So we'll see where this goes. I hate to be like, it's not that big of a deal, because when the roles are reversed, I just feel like what they're really looking for and searching for is to kind of call out an old man. It's not as if, you know what I mean, that there's some sort of big to do here. It's just simply, you know what they want. They have the actual transcripts. They want to play it for the American people to be like, look how old he sounds. And that's just stupid. It's just dumb.
Or, yeah, they want incriminating audio that they can throw into their political advertisements for this election season. And that's not what this is about. You have the information to move forward with whatever congressional business you have to do. Right. That's enough. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. The other big news, of course, Hunter Biden was found guilty a few days ago. I'm not surprised by this. We talked about it a lot. I thought maybe he might get one sympathetic juror that would be like, you know what? Addicts may not realize they're addicts. That sort of argument didn't obviously work. He has even more legal troubles ahead, even in here in California. But did you see this interview that former Trump advisor and CNN commentator David Urban gave, you know him, he's the bald dude, about why he thinks if and when former president, convicted felon Donald Trump becomes president again, that he should actually pardon Hunter Biden. Here's that video.
Will not pardon Hunter Biden. White House will rule out a commutation of an eventual sentence. Do you see a difference between the two?
Yeah, look, I think that's all too cute by half America, right? You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. Listen, what I'd like to see happen is I'd like to see President Trump come out with a statement saying, look, if Hunter Biden commits to a program of sobriety and inpatient or maybe outpatient shows up into sobriety, I'll pardon. I'd love to see President Trump to say that and be a magnanimous, offer on his part, show his humanity and really, flip the tables on the Democrats.
We'll see if he is listening to you tonight, David. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, David. I don't think that Donald Trump is ever in any shape or form going to give any Democrat anything because it doesn't serve him. I mean, this is the scary part of President Biden, President Trump, former President Trump, if he becomes president again, is he doesn't have anything to lose. Like, he can't run again. Jesus, the guy's old. And this is for him to seek vengeance, right? That's all everybody keeps saying is if he gets reelected, he is going to stick it to every single critic that he's ever had. And that's kind of frightening, although sometimes I feel like he's just all bark, no bite, but we'll see.
We know he's not a nice guy.
No, he's not.
No. That's the one thing. Should we all be able to agree? He's not a nice person, and he only does things that benefit himself.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Why would he turn around unless there was some type of political capital involved?
Right.
Why would he turn around and pardon the son of his enemy?
Exactly.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't, unless, his supporters were clamoring for it and there was some way that it would make him look good, but it wouldn't make him look good because they hate the Bidens. It doesn't matter that they're not guilty. It doesn't matter that no one is really charged with the crime often that Hunter Biden was just charged with. I was watching an interview the other day where the guy said, there was a lawyer, he goes, listen, no one ever gets prosecuted for this particular crime unless the gun has been used in the crime. Right. There's some type of illegal thing that happened with the gun.
Yeah.
This gun wasn't used in a crime. The guy checked a form, a box on a form.
A box on a form.
Now, should he, do something against the law? No. And if you get caught, you should pay for it. But there's only one reason that he went to trial and was found guilty, and that's because his last name is Biden.
Absolutely.
So that's it.
Yeah. The Daily Show did a hilarious kind of mock-up on the reaction on Fox News and right-wing channels regarding the Hunter Biden, being found guilty. But then they superimposed Trump onto the whole thing. And I pulled the video, and it's so funny when you see Trump and you know that they're not talking about Trump, they're talking about Biden, and just how stupidly two-faced they are. Here.
Fox News alert, guilty, guilty, guilty. For the first time in his life, a white privileged, sexist, spoiled brat faced the music.
The evidence in this case was overwhelming. It was incontrovertible.
Here's someone that's not getting off because of money or name or influence or they didn't mean it. You did it. You're guilty, you're going to jail. So welcome to the real world.
It just shows you that the defense was all smoke and mirrors in this thing. Everything from, the family sitting in the front row and that intimidation factor.
Were they just used to getting away with stuff?
I mean, this guy got away with a lot for a long time, and it only stopped because there was just too much to ignore.
This is the first time he's actually had to pay the consequences, and this could not come at a worse time.
You make your choices and you deal with your consequences.
He was grandstanding prior to this, and he's got another case staring at him.
And then going into this next case, he's going there now as a convicted felon right before an election. And he should have pleaded guilty before this trial ever began.
It's almost like this is karma. You've got an individual who is so dead to right in terms of his doing things illegally.
We feel sorry that we have to do what we have to do. But the facts in this case are overwhelming.
All of that stuff, the jury just didn't buy it. They did it in record time, and they did it based upon the evidence and the law.
Wow.
Can you imagine if they actually held Trump to the same account as a guy that checked a box on a form? You know what I mean?
Let's have the scales of justice weigh the crime. Why don't
we?
Intending to overthrow an election in the United States of America at the highest level. Mm-hmm. Having your folks break into the Capitol and threaten people. Stealing political documents, the secrets of the country, and waving them around.
And boxes
and putting
of
them
documents.
in your shower and waving them around. I mean, really?
Yeah.
And then don't even get us started on all of the fake electors, right? All of these other charges, the sexual crimes with E. Jean Carroll, the financial crimes with the Trump company. Oh, wait, this scale's very tilted. What's happening?
I just know
somebody
I'm not
checked a
gonna
box.
vote.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
I know I'm not going to vote for Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
I'm sure as hell not going to vote for
No.
convicted felon Donald Trump either. But yeah, it was quite it's just, and again, they don't even see the hypocrisy and how they do it and now they can't have it both ways, right? It's like Hunter Biden found guilty and the laws of justice, work. But with Trump, it never seems to work. If he's ever found guilty or the courts don't, it's a rigged system and all that. It's such nonsense. I can't believe that. And I really, truly don't believe that they buy their own BS. But that's the Republican Party. That's your right-wing media for you, ladies and gentlemen. So enjoy.
Did you see the picture of after the guilty verdict came in, President Biden stopping to hug his son?
I did
and he's
see
just
that.
got his eyes closed, and it's just this father picture where you just, I get that your kid has to face consequences of their actions, but And President Biden has said he won't. That he will accept whatever the court decides, and that he won't pardon his son.
No.
I've seen people say that if he somehow doesn't win, or even if he does win, and then on the way out, he should issue the pardon if there's some type of stiff prison sentence. I don't think he'll do that. I think he's a man of his word.
I do too, and I think that honestly, obviously, if they send, God forbid, let's just say they send him to the death penalty or something for something as minor as checking a box on a form, then yes, I think that's a bit extreme. But it's not going to happen like that. But that image showed me, Kim? It's a father loving his troubled son. Obviously, we hope that Hunter Biden is on the up and up and all that sort of thing. But that is a father and a son. Yes, he's president. Yes, he's been a senator for a long time. But you cannot argue that Joe Biden does not love his family. Donald Trump, on the other hand, besides feeling up his daughter and calling his son stupid, right? It's he is not the picture perfect husband or father or human being. And I can't understand why people, especially people that love to slap that crucifix on their neck, look at Donald Trump as if he is some sort of godsend and a symbol of moral high ground. And I'm like, seriously?
People are crazy.
Seriously? You are
crazy.
Brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. It's not. And I get like there's other issues. There's other policy issues. I know we can disagree on things like abortion and the border and the economy, but those are policies. Those are, how we see the world and how we think that politics and the government should be run. And that's fine. But now we're just talking about, you're telling me that red is black and down is up, and I'm not going to buy what you're selling. That's insane. And you need to get help. And so I can't stand it. But yeah, so my heart goes out to the Biden family. I think many people can understand what it's like to have somebody who's had a drug addiction, has gone down into a life of criminal activity, and he has to pay the piper. And I'm not saying it's rigged. It's you do the crime, you do the time. So that's it. A little bit closer to home and kind of political, of course, is the economy, right? It's another disconnect, Kim, where the economy is doing well, is doing better, from the stock market on down to unemployment rates and all sorts of things. But again, it also matters where you live. I played this little report by KTVU, and the headline reads, "Inflation slows across the U.S., but you're not really feeling it here in the Bay Area." So here's that report.
I would say that today's a good sign. Experts in the finance world liked the news from the Consumer Price Index this morning. Two numbers to pay attention to, the headline and the core. The headline, inflation, did not increase month to month for the first time all year, staying at 3.3%, meaning all the places you spend money, food, energy, travel, and housing, is about 3.3% more expensive this past May compared to May of last year. The Fed wants that number to be around 2%. The core inflation, excluding food and energy, rose 2%, which is slower than expected.
The big bugaboo in the numbers was what they call shelter. Housing-related costs still seem to be way high, over 5%, about 5.4% on a year-over-year basis. And of course, those of us in the Bay Area know full well that that's a disturbing reality.
The report says food is up 0.1%, but energy is down 2%. Though the numbers look good, it's not something you'll notice in your wallet today.
I'm like getting older now, and I'm growing up, right? I'm 20 now, so I live in my own apartment. I buy my own groceries. I do all these things, and it feels like each month is getting higher and higher.
I think I noticed a little fluctuation in the gas. It went down a little bit, but that's just one aspect of life, right? So there's so many other aspects.
I love the kid though. He's like, no, I'm not living with my parents anymore. And so I realized I do have food at home, right? Like stop eating out. I got to turn the lights off. Like that's one of the things I try to get across to my kids is when you're on your own in the future, you will then understand. Like I understand when you come home and every single light is on, when you just went grocery shopping and the kids want to go have McDonald's or something, you know what I mean? Like it's like, no, we have food at home. I bought all this food, just drink what we have at home. And, looking for deals wherever you can find them because it adds up and things do cost more. And it's not just because of President Biden or whatever, it's because wages are going up and corporations don't want it to eat into their profits. It's plain and simple.
You know when I learned that is when I was 17 and I got I got 3 speeding tickets within like just a few months. And my dad said, it's clear you don't feel the financial stress or consequences of your actions. And so I could take care of this for you. But that's not going to help you understand the weight of the financial consequence. And so you get to pay them. You get to pay the tickets yourself.
Oh, wow.
Now, he didn't make me pay for any insurance increase, and I don't know if they did that back in
that's nice.
way back when. But I did have to pay all 3 tickets by myself, which meant I had to go get a job.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my dad, I think I've shared this before. I had a car. I wanted to buy my own car because it kept breaking down. And I need my dad, obviously, to sign on with me, right? Because I didn't really have any credit. And he's like, okay. He's like, I will help you. But I think he did it like for 9 months. He says, you have to pay me $300 a month. It's not going to the car. I need to know that you can make a $300 car payment, and it had to be on the first. Like, it's not like, oh, I'll get it to you. I'll get it. No, it's, you had to pay it on time. And I did. And he saved the money. And then we were able to put a good down payment on the car. And I was able to make the payments after that. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't enough to buy the car, but because I bought a brand new car, and it was nice, and I paid it off. And I remember the best feeling of paying off a car and not having a car payment anymore, because you realize how much money people that say I always have a car payment blow my mind.
I know.
I feel like, have you experienced the joy of not having that bill and being able to use that money for something else or save it for something? It's insane.
I'll ride around in a car until it's like
Thank
breaking
you.
around me. It's falling apart around me. Absolutely.
Oh my God. I know. And our girls are getting to the age where they need to get a car. And now my husband's like, he's like geeking out on like looking at all these different types of cars. And I'm like, she can share my car. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I think.
She does not need my car. And if
Thank
anybody's
you.
going to buy a new car, it's going to be me. Like, it's the one that's paying the car payment, you know, those sorts of things. So, you know, and it does add up. There was another one that was making headlines. I don't know if you saw this as well today. In-N-Out Burger has raised its prices. So,
oh yeah, I saw that. Because they want to pay their employees, and they're known for paying their employees really well.
They are.
Yeah.
So now this is what they said. They said they bumped up the prices. Now it's going to obviously vary depending on where you are. But according to the Chronicle, a double cheeseburger that has 2 patties costs $7.50. If you get a combo, it's $13.63. When I saw that, I don't know if I've just been desensitized, Kim. I was like, that's not that bad. I mean, it's a freshly made burger in front. It's a freshly made burger made in front of you. It's not like it's a cold thing that's been sitting under the heat lamps, right? So they compared it to other burgers. So let's see. These are the ones that I actually go to. Here's my dog again. Nugget. So In-N-Out, if you get a single cheeseburger, it's $5.43. Do you ever go to Super Duper Burger? I don't know. A mini burger is $7. I haven't. Shake Shack is $7.99. Okay. But then look at Carl's Jr., which I will say is one of the more expensive fast food burgers.
Yeah.
A single Famous Star is $7.72. So, I mean, if you compare that to In-N-Out's, right? I mean, there's a $7.50. Carl's Jr.'s is even more. Burger King is $3.99. McDonald's $3.50 if you go through Grubhub. So I just feel like In-N-Out, they create a fresh burger. You get 2 meat patties. It's beef, right? Beef prices and that sort of thing. I'm not saying it's that bad. Don't get the French fries. Save your money. They taste like crap anyway. Just get the burger and beat it. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm trying not to eat, obviously, that much fast food anymore. But my big tip always is, if you're going to go to a fast food place, and I know people don't like me saying this, but download the app. You will get so many discounts if you use the app. For instance, a little while ago, my kids wanted Popeye steak, okay? And I took my own advice, and I looked on the app. And what did I discover? And I've never seen it in the store. And when I went to pick up my food, because I went through the app to order it, they had something called Happy Hour, where you got 2 free regular sides. Now, each side was $4.50. I got 2 free French fries. And then I was just able to get the a la carte tenders or whatever for my kids. Saved me $8. Now, again, people are like, I don't want to download the app. I don't want to give them my data. Fine, then give them your $8 because that's what you're going to get. Like, I'd rather keep my $8 and get the French fries than, do it the other way. So that's just my tip for the day is if you're trying to save money, they want your data. But I feel like they're paying me for it with the $8 in savings, for instance.
I didn't think it was that much either. When I heard it was $10 for a meal,
right,
at In-N-Out,
In-N-Out,
I thought in the scheme of things that doesn't seem horrible.
No.
Yeah.
And they increased their minimum wage for fast food workers to $20 an hour. Obviously, California's baseline is $16. This is In-N-Out. But they've prided themselves on this. Its website currently listed starting pay at its San Francisco location at $24.
Yeah.
San Francisco's minimum wage is $18.07. So, it can fluctuate depending on where you live. And again, they're
working
fast
hard
food. It's
at
hard
In-N-Out.
work. Huh?
They're working really hard at
That's
In-N-Out.
what I was just saying,
You ever see the person having to stand outside and take all the orders come rain or shine?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, they're making it fresh. Now they make their French fries fresh. They taste like crap. I would not waste my money. But again, if you like their thing, you like their fries, you buy a combo. It's going to cost you probably between like $13 to $15, depending on where you go. And I don't think that's that much money. Honestly, I don't. Speaking of standing outside and food, did you hear the news about our hometown hero? And I mean my hometown, not your hometown. Joey Chestnut. Has been banned from the 4th of July hot dog eating contest. I know this came out a couple of days ago. Because he's from San Jose, every Joey Chestnut story, my whole house is obsessed with, okay? And be grateful that I chose this picture and not the one of him shoveling all these hot dogs in his mouth. So apparently he is teaming up and becoming a sponsor with Impossible Foods with their plant-based hot dog. And so now Nathan's is like, well, because you did that, you can't eat our hot dogs at the Nathan hot dog eating contest, which I don't really understand. I mean, he was willing to eat the hot dogs just because he's sponsored. I guess maybe because he's not going to wear the shirt.
He's going with a plant-based company to be endorsed by. So what is it? Are you saying that you are a plant-based guy and you're going against the meat with Nathan's hot dogs?
Right.
I can see why Nathan's has a problem with him signing up with either any other brand of hot dog and or plant-based, because it doesn't bode well for them. And the prize money and the endorsement deals, I was reading this guy made like $1.2 million. Like it's a big deal. Who knew that shoving hot dogs in your face was that financially lucrative?
Yeah, I mean, he did. Obviously he did. But what I don't understand, and he's won. Let's see. He's won the Nathan's event 16 times, including the past 8. He holds the record of 76 hot dogs and buns eaten in 10 minutes. And again, he won't compete this year because of that standoff with the Impossible Foods thing. But apparently he still is going to do the Labor Day hot dog eating contest on September 2nd. This is an event that's going to be streamed on Netflix. And he's going against Takuro Kobayashi, who was the other, if you ever watch competitive eating, you know who we're talking about. It's this Asian, they're so skinny, you don't even know where the food goes. It's crazy to watch.
Is that the woman that wins?
I think it
she's
is,
a
right?
tiny little thing, and she's
tiny, right? I know the last
crazy.
name. But yeah, so no, it's a guy. It's a guy, but I know who you're talking about. Takuro Kobayashi is a guy, but they're going to be facing off. But it's also a Nathan's hot dog eating contest. So I don't understand why he's allowed to do this one. Maybe because it's going to be on Netflix, but apparently they're going to be eating for the first time since 2009. This is a huge rivalry between them. So, I mean, that's just the drama in the competitive eating world. I can't watch too much of these types of contests. I always bring it up every single time we talk about eating contests, the Glutton Bowl that our friend Mark Thompson voiced and was like a little announcer guy for. The Glutton Bowl only aired for one season, or I think it was just an episode, one night only. It was so gross. And the one that I always remember was the sushi that had a foot of just wasabi, a sushi roll with just a foot of wasabi in the middle of it. Oh my God, it was so bad. But it's a 4th of July thing. I guess now a Labor Day thing is to see Joey Chestnut down way too many hot dogs. It can't be good for you. And that Takuro Kobayashi actually stopped doing it because of health reasons. I don't know if he should be doing it again, but he's also a very skinny gentleman. And I just don't understand how they could put it away. I just don't get it.
They have this whole prep that they do. You have to eat a small breakfast and then you don't eat anything for the rest of the day. But you can't not eat breakfast because apparently then your body
starts contracting or something.
But you have to prime your gullet and your stomach to be ready to accept food.
And you know what else you need to do? You know what else I did? They do is I chew gum a lot. Because their jaw gets tired, so you have to work out the jaw muscle, and so you gotta be you don't even think about that. Mine would be just keeping it down, but it's this whole it's such gluttony, and it's really so gross. Bad, and it's really, really gross. But it's tradition. If there's anything more American, it's that. You know what I mean?
Speaking of gross, there's a story that just came out on Huffington Post. And apparently it's Stormy Daniels adding some more adjectives to describe the male member of Donald Trump.
No, I don't need any adjectives to describe Donald Trump's member.
So when she described it in 2018, she described it as unique and horrifying. All right?
I'm sure that's what every gentleman wants to hear, right? Oh my gosh.
She said, and I'm sorry, this is, plug the ears of the children, Mama Day 3 boys. She said, it has a huge mushroom like a toadstool tip.
Ew.
And this is what she said, and I'll try to clean this up a little bit. But I think it's important that you know, because I want to see your face.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
Quote from Stormy Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
I lay there, annoyed that I was getting beep by a guy with Yeti hair and a D like the mushroom character in Mario Kart.
O-M. Ew. Oh, no. No.
So now there's your visual.
Wow.
You're welcome, and good morning, everyone.
Oh, Jesus.
Happy to be here, proud to serve.
You're like, hello. That's a salute you don't ever want to see. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all bad. Thanks, Kim. That just made it so everybody. So I hope you don't have a reversal of fortune of your breakfast this morning after hearing that descriptor. You know what's also crazy is that there are so many MAGAs out there and that are women that might actually be turned on by what you just said.
Ew,
so,
no.
To each their own, my friend. To each their own.
If there was anything that would ever give me sympathy for Melania, I think I just found it.
Yes. Oh, and she's so, she's not my cup of tea, but she's a beautiful woman. Not arguably. I mean, she's a model, like all that. Like the fact that she has to give it up to that guy or had to give it up to him, I doubt she's still doing it. Just a little bit of sympathy. Not a lot, because she what she signed up for. But ooh, she had to do it at least once. All right, that's our show. Click the thumbs up button to show your support, and make sure you are subscribed. Tell your friends about the show. We really want to grow our subscribers. We're getting higher and higher each and every day, and we really appreciate all of you that join us, especially those of you that join us every morning. The super chat is live if you want to throw us a super sticker or a super thanks. And then, of course, the number one way to support the show, to make sure that you turn on YouTube and see our happy faces, is to go to theNikkiMadoroShow.com and click the Patreon link. If you could throw us $10 a month, that would be so helpful, and it goes directly to myself and to Kim. If you like PayPal, just go to PayPal.com, hit the send button, put in, $1 billion, and then send it to theNikkiMadoroShow at gmail.com, theNikkiMadoroShow at gmail.com. And then some fun news. I forget the name of the competition, but Auntie Tabby's Island Flavor got an honorary mention in a barbecue contest.
Awesome.
And so I guess it was like 21 different countries, but she was listed with an honorary mention. So go to AuntieTabby's.com. She has a guava barbecue sauce. She has 2 hot sauces, a hibiscus and a pineapple. And if you use our coupon code NIKKIM, NIKKIM, you get 10% off every single order. And it's perfect for any barbecue dipping sauce. If you want a little spice in your jambalaya or whatever, it's really, really good. You can get a mixed pack so you can try all of them and find your favorites. And a portion of the show. And there's Dan, who also has it. Thank you, Dan, so much for supporting the show. And I hope you really love it. It looks like he loves that pineapple hot sauce.
He looks happy.
And a portion of all of her sales goes to support children's skateboarding programs in Jamaica. And of course, a portion goes to the show as well. All right, you guys, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of each other. Love ya. Bye-bye.
Nikki, you're all so awesome. Miss Brown, like a beautiful blossom. You're also the best. I really can't rest. You're all so awesome.
Wow. Okay.